We are learning the Maimer in Tov Shin Beis by the Friedeke previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rebbe Yosef Yitzchak of blessed memory. That the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe was a total Torah genius, knew all of the books of the Torah and of Kabbalah and of Midrash and Halakha, knew it all when he was a young boy. He had tremendous powers of leadership and even greater powers of defiance. Defied the whole entire communist system that had killed tens of millions of people. But most of all, he had love. He loved the Jewish people. He loved all of mankind. He loved God. He loved the Torah. And God gave him a reward. What was the reward? His son-in-law, the next Rebbe, that he testified about the next Rebbe, our Rebbe, Rebbe Menachem Mendel, that his mind worked 60 times faster. His son-in-law's mind worked 60 times faster than his own mind. But getting back to the subject, when the previous Rebbe, in all of his trials and tribulations and journeys and imprisonments and exiles, and there were many of them in his life, he always had the presence of mind, depth of mind, and clarity of soul to say what's called a ma'amar. A ma'amar means a Chassidic discourse, And the reason behind this is that when the whole world is concerned with themselves, as the Rebbe is concerned with God, and with the Jewish people, and with the world. As it says, look at three things and you will not come to do sins. And the Rebbe explains, what are these three things? God, yourself, and the world. So when everyone, especially in the time of communist Russia, when everyone was confused and afraid for their lives, and Jews were leaving Judaism, Jews were forcing other Jews to leave Judaism, Jews were trapping, catching, killing Jews, and Jews tried to do this to the Rebbe also. And they had him imprisoned, and he was tortured, previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. But nevertheless, when everyone else was thinking about all these other strange, mundane things that all the other 8 billion people in the world are thinking about, or the Rebbe was a person that was thinking about God and the Jews and the world. And that's what a ma'amar is. A ma'amar is bringing some of the deep ideas of God into the Jewish minds of the Jewish people and then into the world. Okay, now it's no secret that Judaism believes that God creates the world. That God created the world. And Chabad, the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov, come to tell us that God creates the world. And He creates the world every moment, and He creates the world some way from His essence. But He hides this fact. He hides it. It's called tzimtzum. He hides this fact with millions and infinite numbers of concealments and hidings. But nevertheless, the fact is God's essence is found here. And God is creating the world. There's nothing except for God. That's all there is. Ein od milvado. That's the message of the Jews. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Listen, Jews, God is our God. Now He's only our God for the few Jews that really believe this. And in the future, God will be one, that all mankind will realize that there's a Creator who's creating them and loves them, provides for them. And this talks a little bit about the dynamics of this fact, how God creates the world, how He created the world and how He creates the world, and why He creates the world. Very beautiful, complex, deep, if you want to call it mystical, but Chassidut makes it as real as possible so that it affects our day-to-day life. Subject. The creation of the world. Okay, now God created the world through His speech. That's what it says in the Bible. The Bible says, let there be light. God said, let there be light. And there was light. Let there be a firmament. And there was a firmament. God said, let there be grasses. Let there be grow up. And so on. God was saying all these things. It says that there's 10 utterances. If you count them, you'll see God said, Vayomer Elokim, Vayomer Elokim. You count them, you'll see that there are 10 utterances. Count them and see that there's only 9. So it says that the reason is because Bereshit is also one of the utterances. When God said Bereshit, this word Bereshit, the first word of the Bible, this contains everything. It contains everything. Now, how did God do it? Let's look and see. That's what we're talking about now. If you want to, you can stop it now. That'll be the introduction.